Today's class is on specifically back bends, and we're going to work in a little bit of twists too. So that means we'll be focusing on primarily the posterior chain, which is so important for back bending and also something that we take for granted a little bit in our yoga practices. So in yoga, we often think about back bends in terms of getting deeper. And in Pilates, we think of back extension in terms of getting longer. And what I found in my own yoga practice is that when I focus on getting longer, it really alleviates a lot of discomfort in my back, like any kind of low back pain can, um, it can definitely be lessened by focusing on length. And then, I mean, I know that all of you probably already know this because I've seen your back bends, but the key to a really sustainable back bend in your yoga practice is to find strength in it as well. So length and strength. And so we'll work on the posterior chain, like the glutes, the hamstrings, the big muscle groups that support you in back bends. And we'll also throw in some oblique work because I think it's, well, one, it's a nice little break from just doing backside of the body work the whole time. So we'll get in obliques and get some good ab work in for you as well. But the other thing that I like to point out in this class in particular is how your obliques can help improve your twists. So we'll be sure to cover that as well. And then I think that that is all the preface you need, and we'll just go ahead and we'll get started. So I'm going to have you get started today in an all fours position with your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And we'll just take a couple of little cat-cow stretches here. I mean, they can be quite subtle. Don't go for your full range of motion. So an inhale, spread the collarbones, and then an exhale and tuck your tailbone under. And we'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, lift the chest, spread the collarbones, and then exhale, tuck the tailbone, and round the back a little bit. And three more, move with your own breath. And one more time. Okay, and now you're going to find a neutral position with your back. So think about reaching long through the crown of the head, toning the low belly, broadening the space between your shoulder blades. And that shoulder blade, like how we did the first week, that's important. So keep coming back to that. Now reach the left foot back, right hand forward. And, again, building on what we did 2 weeks ago, you can check out your pelvis, make sure that it's steady. But really, what I want you mostly focusing on right now is the back side of the body, the back extensors, glutes, hamstrings. Okay, lower and switch sides. Maintain stability through the pelvis and through the shoulder girdle. So don't let your shoulder blades wing out. And we're going to pick up the pace a little bit here, really push the mat away and change. Change, change, and change. And let's do three more with each side. Okay, and last time with each side. And last one. Okay, both hands down. Take your right leg back and extend it back so that it is hovering parallel to the floor. Again, if you want to just glance down at your pelvis, that's always a good indicator if you're level. Lift the right leg up a few inches and down a few inches. So the range of motion is probably about maybe like 4 or 5 inches total. It's pretty small. Yeah, and you're just working that upper limit. These look awesome, everybody. Really nice control. Keep reaching through the back foot and make sure you're keeping your weight in your hand. Now, if you start, we're going to stay here for a while. So if you start to really feel it in the left leg, the leg that's on the mat, you want to kind of shift your weight over to the right a little bit, and that'll probably actually get you in your obliques a little bit more as well. So now you're going to hold it up and make a circle with your right leg. Keep the leg straight and just circle. and just breathe evenly throughout this exercise. And now you're going to reverse the circle, and we have 10 the other way. Again, just paying attention to the distribution of your body weight. If you're really feeling it in your left hip, that's pretty normal, but try to shift over to the right side more. 5 more. Okay, now bend the knee 90 degrees, flex the foot, squeeze your butt to lift the leg. Squeeze the butt to lift the leg. And you're just kind of, it's almost like a little donkey kick straight up to the ceiling. So you're going to feel hamstring and the glute working here. And we're going to do another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now put the right leg down, but we're not done with the right side yet. I'm going to turn and face you because I think it'll be a little bit easier for you to see this one. It's called Hydrant. You are going to take your right leg, open it to the right, and then kick forward, and then bend the knee, and then put the leg back down. So this one, your pelvis is not going to stay perfectly steady. Don't even worry about that. It's going to be a little bit more about the outer hip. So open, lift up, kick forward, and make sure you're kicking forward because it's really common to accidentally kick backwards or to the side. Bend the knee and put it back down. So it's up, out, in, down. These look great. Yeah, you all have it. It's good. Up, out, in, and down. Up, out, in, and down. Perfect. Yep, you can go to your elbows if it's starting to bother your wrists. And another, if you feel like you don't have enough space, if you're on your forearms, you can also put your forearms on blocks to boost them up a few inches. And let's just do one more on the side. And then the last thing we're going to do on this leg is this time everyone's going to put the left forearm down. Make sure the left forearm's parallel to the short edge of your mat. You're going to lift your right leg up and open it up. So you're kind of rolling the right hip open. You can use your right fingertips to help with balance here. I would suggest it. Then lift the right leg up, 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 pretty high. Yeah, perfect. And you're just kind of working that upper limit again. So it's staying lifted and you're working that upper range of motion. Lots of work to the seat. Let's do another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then drop it down. And just go into a quick child's pose to release the hip and the glutes a little bit. And then come on back up to the all fours position, and we're going to do the same thing on the second side. You're going to start by taking the left leg back, and again, look at the pelvis, make sure that it's level, fill in the space between your shoulder blades, and lift it up a couple inches and down a couple inches. Core stays engaged. Nice. We're going to do 10 more here. Keep your breath even. And we have 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it lifted and make a circle. And try to actually make the circle round. I know that could get tricky. And if you're feeling it all in your right leg, try to shift over to the left side a little bit. And reverse the direction. Keep toning your low belly here as well. Okay, we've got 5 more. And bend the knee 90 degrees, flex the foot, and a little lift up. Up, up, up. Lift, lift, and we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you can put the left leg down, and now we're going to move into Hydrant. So same as before, left leg lifts up, lots of work to the outer hip here. Kick forward, bend, and put it down. Up, out, in, and down. Up, out, perfect. In, and down. They all look really good, everybody. Up, out, in, and down. Up, out, in, and down. Great. We're going to do 5 more. 4, 3, 2. Okay, and you have one more. Okay. From here, the last thing that we're doing on this side, you're going to drop the right forearm down, parallel to the long edge of the mat. Really roll the left hip open so it's almost stacked on top of the right hip. You can use your left hand for balance, and then lift up, up, up. And we're going to do another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then go ahead and have a seat. Do another little child's pose to stretch out the hips a little bit. And now come on to a seated position. Before we get started here, you can just lean back to your right glute a little bit and roll on it. So take your feet off the mat. You're going to use your arms for balance and to kind of steer you. And just, it's like a little self-massage for your right glute. Nice. And then reverse and go the other direction. These look great. Hopefully it feels pretty nice for you. And then go ahead and roll over to your other butt cheek and do the same thing on the other side. And then last time, other direction. Okay, go ahead and put your feet down. Keep the knees bent. Find the backs of your sit bones so that you're able to lengthen your back and sit up really tall. And then reach your arms forward and take a big inhale and reach the arms up so that you're firing up your back extensors, and exhale, lower the arms down. Another big inhale, lift up, fire up the back extensors, and lower down. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. That's 3, 2, and 1. Now, you're going to take a hold of the backs of your legs and come into that little C curve shape. So, get down low enough so that it's a little bit uncomfortable. And then from here, you're going to go down an inch and up an inch. Now, whether I'm going to use my hands today, but if you feel like turning it up a notch, you can just like reach the arms right forward and do it with no hands. It's up to you. But no hands, of course, is going to be a little bit more challenging. And we're just going to we won't do too many. Let's just do another 5 because I want to add in a good variation. 4. This is 3, 2. Okay, one more time. I want you to hold it low. So go low, reach the arms up to the ceiling, and just kind of look up here. We're just going to hold, squeeze everything in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach up through the hands, and we'll do a little breather. We're going to move into some oblique work in a second, but if you just want to kind of drop your head for a second and take a rest, we can have a quick rest. And now we're going to do nearly the same thing, but to the side. So you are going to twist over to your right side, grab a hold of the right leg with both of your hands, lower down onto your right side, and come up. And again, it's a pretty small range of motion here, so you're really trying to work isometrically. And then if you wanted to do it with no hands, you could just reach to the right with your hands reaching forward and not holding on to anything. And we're going to do 5 more here, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now hold it low, hold it low. Take your hands to prayer and a little twist to the right. Twist to the right. Perfect. Twist to the right, twist to the right, and we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it all the way over to the left. We're not going to rest because we're switching sides, so that's going to feel like a rest, hopefully. Lower down a couple inches and up an inch. And you can use hands or no hands, same as the other side. Down, and up. Move with your breath. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Good. Lower and lift. And let's do another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it low. Hands to prayer. Twist to the left. Twist, twist. Work that left oblique. If you look down at your shirt, hopefully you see a bunch of wrinkles in the left side right now to indicate that you are really squeezing that left oblique. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms forward. Lower all the way down onto your back. And from here, we're going to move into the pelvic curl position. If you recall, that's the one that's really similar to our bridge pose in yoga. You are going to have your feet flat on the mat. They are about, the distance between your knees is about 1 fist distance. So you can kind of just give a quick measure for that. And you do actually want, it's a pretty narrow stance here with the feet and the knees. Push your arms down into the sides, down into the mat so that you almost feel the fronts of the shoulders open. Now remember, the back starts in neutral, and then you take the tailbone to the pubic bone to the belly button so that you feel the low abs activate and the low back push into the mat, and then peel everything up and off the mat. Inhale at the top, and exhale, take it right back down, all the way down to the bottom, tailbone heavy at the end. Inhale, and exhale up. Inhale up, and exhale down. Tailbone heavy so that you're back to that neutral position. Peel it back up, reach the knees forward, pull the heels back, and then lower back down. And the core stays deeply engaged throughout. Come on back up, and lower down. We're going to do just 3 more, I think. 3. And then we'll do a few variations. 2. And this is the last one. And I want you to hold this one up, and we'll play with a couple of different variations here. So the first thing I want you to do for a variation is pop your heels up. So you're on your tippy toes, and you just look at your pelvis, try to keep the pelvis up high and level. Drop your right heel down, and then switch, and the left heel goes down. So it's like a prance. You're prancing or running in place while you're in this bridge pose. And you hopefully will feel a lot of good work for the legs while you do this. So really focus on the engagement through the hamstrings, calves, and hips, or glutes rather. And let's pick up the pace a little bit, and we're going to do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then lower down. Quick little breather down here at the bottom. Sway your legs from side